Salutations. Welcome to another edition of Aztecs All In, a podcast dedicated to San Diego State University Aztecs athletics. Thank you so much for joining us. Steve Perez here, Louis Weiner there, a couple of Aztecs alumni with just enough experience from careers in the media to be dangerous, and we've got the Silver Sow Awards to prove it. Louis, say hello to the nice people out there in podcast land.
Steve, hello. Good to hear your voice. I'm half asleep, back from Europe on not much sleep with the time change, but we did get an episode out last week. The challenge was made and we did it. So all the credit to you for going to Vegas and getting all the interviews and slapping that sucker together after I sent you quality audio clips from Europe.
Yeah, right. That's right. And Europe is in the rearview mirror. San Diego is front and center. And in this, our official double-digit edition of Aztecs All In, Aztecs football fall camp is now in full swing. We get what's left of our rear ends after working it off in the biz on up out there. Also, we have a peek at the ever-evolving conference realignment process saga. Let's call it a saga for now. And football fall camps mean excitement building for a number of upcoming events for fans and season ticket holders, along with some scheduling news in men's basketball. Am I leaving anything out?
Well, that's a chock full of goodness right there. That's a lot of stuff. I don't think you've left anything out, but if you have, we'll get to it at the end. So there
That's
you
right.
go.
Good. So getting right to it. Monday represented the third full day of the fall practice schedule for the 2023 edition of the San Diego State Football Aztecs. The goal is always to win the Mountain West Conference Championship. Aztecs have made it to the title games recently, but closing the deal never an easy task has eluded SDSU since 2016. They start the season with some out-of-conference matchups. First up against Ohio University at Snapdragon Stadium Saturday, August 26th. Meantime, fall practice, which officially began last Friday. Monday, 2 hours of warm-ups, drills, various groups working amongst themselves, from QBs to the kickers, limited one-on-ones, and a closing game of tic-tac-toe Aztec style. Every moment geared to an opportunity for players to show they are worthy of time on the field while coaches evaluate, sometimes quite vocally, to see how they will fit into what is the ultimate team game. Afterward, Head Coach Brady Hoke talked about the method and use of getting to know how the personnel stack up and getting into a football routine.
We've scripted the first 9, okay, and what we'll do is, in different, installations, what we want offensively, defense, and Deke in the kicking game. So what we'll do is after those 9 practices, and after we get a couple live scrimmages underneath us, or at least one, we'll have an idea of where we're at and what we're as a team, what we can do well and what we don't do well, and emphasize those next, 9 practices again to see where we're at.
Hoke also disclosed the Aztecs will scrimmage twice at Snapdragon. First, during FanFest coming up August 12th. He added there will be a second session in view of how they opened up at home last season against Arizona.
We got 2 days we're going to be there.
Excuse me, 12th.
12th, yeah, we'll scrimmage. We'll definitely scrimmage. We'll be in front of live people, which will be good for a lot of the younger guys, and to be in that stadium. And then we're going again later, and that one will be a little bit more special teams kind of guided that way in situational football.
What makes you want to go twice rather than last year went once?
Yeah, because I don't know if it was enough. You go back and forth, and they had a good quarterback. They had a good football team. The first drive, 14 plays, 15 plays. But I didn't think we reacted, like I thought we would. And I would say coaching too.
So Aztecs football now in the moving with a purpose mode. The home and season opener It seems like it's off in the distance, but Hoke says it'll be here before we all know it. And speaking of excitement, Lewis, did you know that Monday's practice was held with most of the football gear? Mostly, they call it the shells. Well, did you?
I did not know that. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, neither did I. The things you learn going to practice, eh? Anyways, defensive lineman Garret Fontaine, a junior, and linebacker Cody Moon, also a junior, who transferred from New Mexico, they talked after practice and both say it's now starting to feel more like football. It's hard work, but fun at the same time.
Just brings more excitement. Everybody's always talking smack before practice now, and everybody's getting ready for who's going to beat up who, and offense and defense are just going at it and having a good time. And yeah, having pads out is then it's football. We're in football now, and it's like, okay, you start hearing the crack of the pads, and everybody starts getting more and more excited, and that just brings ease to the days as far as looking forward to the next day, because maybe somebody got the better end of you and now you want to get the better end of them tomorrow, and so it's good fun. Fall camp, it's the first couple of days, and today's the first day in shells, and as we go through practice, it's a little warm out here, but really it's been nice. San Diego has been treating us pretty well, and the fields haven't been too hot, and we've been getting spoiled, so really there's nothing to complain about. We just got to get out there and keep playing football, and I have nothing to complain about. I mean, we're here playing a great sport with a good bunch of guys that we all love, so it's just a good time. We just get new plays, and we're trying to learn those, and each day we come out to compete with one goal in mind, and that's just to get better and push the guys on the other side of the ball. And so I mean, as far as scripts goes, I'm not aware of it, but I just look forward to each next period, and especially team periods when we get to go at each other. We're coming along pretty quick right now in this fall camp, and we've been doing good the last 3 days, and so we're just going to keep grinding and keep learning and keep coming out to practice every day and going at each other and getting better.
It brings a lot more energy. Guys have been, we haven't played football in a few months, so we're ready to start hitting each other. That's why we play this sport. So there might be a little bit of chippiness on each side of the ball, and that's what the pads are for, so we could come out here and talk with our pads. I like the brotherhood and the hard work of every single player on the team. Every single player on this team wants to get better. Every single player on this team wants to be on the field. They're not just happy to be here. We all want to win a championship. We all have the same goal in mind, and so if everybody has the same goal, we're all going to strive for that, and we're going to get there. This is going to be my third camp I'm going on. The first one, when really all that, it was a COVID camp, but this is the third one, and obviously a whole lot of things are different for me. I'm living in a whole nother state, a whole nother new football team, but fall camp is fall camp. At the end of the day, you just got to work hard and learn how to take care of yourself.
So this is a great time for the team to get a feel for each other, get a sense of what the camaraderie is like as they get ready for the first game of the season. Fontaine talked a little bit about what it is like right now after the first few days of fall practice.
Looking pretty solid. I know there's Poppy, Breon, and then Makai Shaw's looking good. Darius was looking good, and tight ends are looking good and strong. Our offensive line they're older this year, so I mean, they've got a year of knowledge under their belt of how guys play, and really Cade and Tommy and Drew and Christian Jones have stepped up a bunch. Brandon's leading everybody. Ross is doing really well. I mean, on defense as well. We got our guys in the safety room, some new guys, and they've picked up just where we left off. I mean, they're looking like they've been in the system for a while. Linebackers are looking really solid all the way through the depths. I mean, New Zealand Williams, Zyrus, Brady Anderson, Cooper McDonald, they've been really having some really good days. And same with the D-line. Some younger guys are starting to step up. Our transfers are getting in the playbooks and knowing what to do and how to do it. And it's been looking good. I mean, our D-line, as far as Tupu and Sam and Darian and then Dom as well, been looking really well these first couple of days, and especially today in pads.
And the players also enjoyed a good laugh, along with the media, over the tic-tac-toe competition. So you had 3 players from the defense and the offense. The first team to get their towels lined up wins. So you got to get those towels in the Hollywood Squares type of thing. And they win and get bragging rights over the losing side, which gets push-ups. So D got up some push-ups after that drill, which was about speed, team building, camaraderie, strategy. Maybe also something about paying attention, because in this instance, D lost because someone on the team, who shall be nameless, apparently put a towel in the wrong square. And speaking of wrong squares, Louis, what's the latest on the conference realignment saga? We last left off, the Aztecs were officially off double secret probation from the Mountain West, and then still awaiting word from another conference, which apparently is still working on putting together a media deal. Only now there are apparently fewer moving parts involved, Louis.
Fewer moving parts indeed. Colorado left abruptly, surprisingly left. After media days earlier, the commissioner was talking as if everybody was in lockstep, and Colorado decided to step out. So Colorado moving to the Big 12, which leaves the Pac 12 down to 9. And that means they're going to have to expand. And it appears that would be good for San Diego State. But, we've been going through this for a whole year, and we've thought often throughout the year that this is good news, that there's always that moment where it's positive and that San Diego State is going to make that next step. So is this that moment again? Who knows? But we're just waiting to find out. The Pac 12 did meet with the commissioner today and the presidents to discuss a media deal, but alas, no finality. According to Pete Thamel, sources tell him that the deal is primarily an Apple streaming deal with strong upside if certain subscriber numbers are met. John Canzano, who covers the Pac-12 exclusively, says the board meeting was positive, according to a source, and that one person said, quote, they were excited and aligned. Some members still need final approval for a deal, which is why there was a delay in getting things done today. According to Canzano, expansion would follow immediately, and he also says that $34 million fee that San Diego State would owe by leaving with less than a year's notice potentially could get some help by the Pac-12 in getting that paid. So again, it is a waiting game, and all San Diego State can do as the football team gets ready for the season, the basketball team preps up for the season in the Mountain West Conference, is to just focus on what they can focus on. And right now, that is focusing on football and focusing on basketball. But who knows really where this is going anytime soon. While the football players are focusing on the upcoming season, there is still the conference fiasco lingering. So how are the players handling that at this point?
Really hasn't affected us. We've just been, we know what you guys know. So we're just, that's above our pay grade. I'd say we're just here to play football and learn and get a good degree here and play football and win games. So go after championships.
I think the players, the coaches who are involved in the actual sports have the right attitude. They can control what they do and how they perform against opponents on the field. As far as scenarios, all this has this Aztec All In looking at the bigger picture, which quickly turns to the institutions involved in all this. A quick word from this corner, if you'll indulge me, about institutions and the narrative. Something observed after covering the smallest planning board and on up to the ones at the federal level. Comes to the NCAA member schools. They are ultimately academic institutions with ties to the state governments, which fund and employ them often. They are all about process, procedure, and above all, protecting the institution at all costs. And sometimes that instinct to protect the institution can run counter to the interests of those with various stakes in the outcome. And institutions also seem all about control. There's been very little of that, with the conference movements, right? The media landscape is shifting under the industry's feet. There's more player autonomy thanks to legal rulings, giving birth to the transfer portal and their ability to generate a little summa via names, images, and likenesses. So from here, it's quite instructive to observe from a distance how those instincts to protect and control institutions can run counter to a perhaps more immediate need that we all have, it's very human, to fight or flight, to move off of your spot or risk getting run over by the press of events or other competitors. So, Louis, that is kind of like football, only different.
Absolutely. I haven't heard it put that way before, but the way
Well,
you
that yeah.
described it, it makes a lot of sense. I think where we're at on this is exhaustion. Right? It was a year ago when USC and UCLA bolted, and since that time, it's all been about what's going to happen next. And here we are more than a year later, and we still don't know. And it's just exhausting for the. I'm sure it's exhausting for the people in charge of the Mountain West and the Pac-12 and the powers that be at San Diego State Athletics, and especially for the fans who just want some sort of finality to this that just doesn't seem to be there quite yet.
And my point is as long as we have institutions involved, and it's something that again I draw a picture from the smallest one to the largest one up on top. Sometimes it's not always about what they state they're all about, and it's more about protecting the narrative and controlling the institutions. So on now to more football, though, right? We got a terrific event coming up on the 12th, right, Lewis?
August 12th, 6 p.m., free at Snapdragon Stadium. Aztec Football Fan Fest. You may have gotten emails from San Diego State. You do have to put in for a request for tickets, but they are free. But you do have to pay $10 to park. Free Fan Fest, 6 p.m., August 12th. Again, you must have a ticket, but it is free. So go ahead. We will see you out there. We'll be there for sure, celebrating the upcoming football season where we can finally start focusing on the field, right? What happens on the field, not so much of all the other stuff going on. And I'm excited to see this Aztec football team in action. I think they have the potential to be pretty good, Steve. And if Jalen Maiden can be what we hope he can be with Ryan Lindley as the offensive coordinator, I think fans could be really excited this season. How about you?
Well, what to me the tell is going to be the attendance at this upcoming luncheon. It will be interesting. The San Diego Union-Tribune's Kirk Kenny has a recent piece about season ticket sales in 2023, running significantly behind the inaugural year at Snapdragon. They did some jiggering with parking prices, concession food discounts, and ticket packages, hoping to lure some folks. But there are also grumblings about the offensive focus on the ground game and also the creature comforts at the snap. So that's pretty much any consumer-based business. The fans they help pay the freight. It's all about what have you done for me lately. And the Aztecs went into last year. They were coming off a 12-2 record. This year, they can claim 7-win season and a lackluster bowl game. So this Aztecs football kickoff luncheon is coming up on Tuesday, August the 22nd, beginning at 11:30 at Montezuma Hall. And it's a chance to meet up with Coach Hoke and the senior class and get your own personal overview of the team and plan of action for this year's schedule. And prices for individual tickets and for tables of 6, they range from $55 to $385. And the deadline to RSVP for that is coming up August 15th. So we'll be reminding you about that. Maybe they can pipe in some of that new car or fresh grass smell to help keep the excitement going. What do you think, Lewis? You excited yet?
I'm excited. I'm really excited for football season. And don't forget basketball season right around the corner, right? Our San Diego State Aztecs, who made it to the national championship game, have added a couple of more games. There is now a game against Cal. It's a Pac-12 school on November 25th, and that will be in beautiful San Juan Capistrano, the hotbed of college basketball.
Are they going to move all the birds out of the swallows out of the way, or
I don't know?
Get hurt?
If they're playing outside, you got to watch the swallows. From up, you don't want to get the court slipping and sliding with the.
Right. We'll have to stay tuned for more on that one. Should be fun.
That's not all. There's another couple of games set up too now and one in the future, huh?
Well, this key one is a home and home series against Gonzaga beginning in the 2023 season. Aztecs taking on the Zags before the year is out. That one is set for December 29th in Spokane at the McCarthy Athletic Center. The return matchup at Viejas the following season is a chance to see two of the best West Coast men's hoops programs. They've enjoyed the most recent success, so there is that. So looking forward to that. And what else we got coming up, Lewis? Anything, or are we done?
I think we're done. I do want to mention real quick, though, how the Gonzaga game, right? We've kind of we always looked up to Gonzaga. Could we live up to what they've attained? And I think San Diego State is now a basketball program equal to Gonzaga on the West Coast, right? You can argue that they're pretty equal in terms of West Coast power. What are you thinking?
I would have to reserve judgment until I see, that athleticism and length going up against whatever Gonzaga's got, and who can play better D and who can put more points on the board. It seems that Gonzaga's got some guys that loom large, let us say. So we'll see what the Aztecs have.
We will see indeed. And that is it for this edition of Aztecs All In. Please follow us and subscribe to Aztecs All In wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also email us at aztecsallin@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm Louis Weiner for Steve Perez saying so long for now for this edition of Aztecs All In.